The arts aren't a nice to have. The arts are a must have. That's why the Minderoo Artist Fund exists. This year, we are supporting 9 mid-career artists from across Western Australia to take their work further, to create bold new work or extend their practice into new horizons.
My name is Muriel Hillian Tulkanen. I'm an artist, educator and researcher.
My name is Rachel Claudio. I am a composer, conceptual artist and music producer.
My name is Martin Perret. I'm a photographer based on SAS in Margaret River.
My name is Adriano Capoletta. I am a writer, director and actor.
My name is Diane Jones. I work in photomedia and photography.
My name is Andrea Gibbs and primarily I work in the theatre.
I'm Tim Meekins and I'm an artist and designer.
And my name is Sherry Kiambao. I'm a multidisciplinary artist from Perth.
I think art brings people together.
I find that art is a binder for community.
That's so important that it encourages people to actually have, in a way, intimate conversations.
And I think that's what we're perhaps missing these days.
My dad had never been to the Art Gallery WA before being in that artwork. That's the power of art.
I would say that art is at the centre of community.
I think that sense of purpose is really important.
At this point in my life, there's actually nowhere I'd rather be than with my artistic collaborators right here.
And I cannot wait to see what others are also going to be creating.
You're about to meet this year's cohort of the Minderoo Artist Fund. Stick around and discover the insights and inspiration they share from lives devoted to creating, exploring and expressing.
And just a quick question. I'm staring straight into...
I'm good with questions.
Because, if you ask me a question, I actually so badly want to give a dissertation.
God, that's such a hard question.
Wow, there's so many stories. That's the issue now.
We can't tell this story.
Can we try again? Sorry. I don't know where I was going with that one.
Yeah, does that make sense?
I work with digital tools to bring them into physical spaces through industrial fabrication and 3D printing. The project is called Laying Down, Looking Up, and it's a time-sensitive project that looks at exploration, new ideas, new connections, new forms, and materials in my practice.
My artistic practice is around Maloya art form, which is a dance and music art form that was born out of slavery. My Artist Fund project is called Maloya Treasure Lines, and it's combining together Maloya with pirate tales of the Indian Ocean, and together with a manga called One Piece.
I always created my own work. I started out making work for the stage, solo shows. I worked in cabaret, plays. The project for the Artist Fund that I will be working on is a feature film called Rainbow Rewind. And it's about transformation. It's about coming home. It's about realizing that you are enough.
I work a lot with stories that make us laugh and cry, but I'm really, really enjoying writing, and it is my third play and it's about dying, but it's also about living. It's about a family who's trying to make some very difficult choices, the right choices, when there really is no roadmap.
Yes, my artistic practice is very much influenced from my past work with United Nations. I used to work in the Congo and in South Sudan and in East Timor. It's going to be a multimedia exhibition, giving a voice actually of remarkable women whose lives have been shaped by the ocean.
It's been really interesting to me to just break the fourth wall of music and step into other realms and have music blur with other practices. And in this particular case, it's bioarts. Our working title for this project is Porous. We are exploring how we could use people's nervous systems to change in real time an audiovisual environment.
Yeah, so I started off with a sculpture background and have recently, in the last 6 or so years, moved into a photographic practice. My project is Adrift. It's a multidisciplinary artwork that reflects on how people live with instability. The project is inspired by the floating houses in South Sulawesi and other parts of South and Southeast Asia.
I'm really interested in Western Australian history and in Noongar history in particular, which is why I look at a lot of my own family's stories. I always wanted to see Noongar people on billboards or in books or in a Hollywood film. So suddenly I'm putting Aboriginal faces in popular culture images. I feel like I'm at the beginning of this, so it's really hard to really know what's going to come out of this work.
Being in a mid-career point, I would say that the challenge is probably sometimes you feel like you're still an emerging artist, and sometimes you feel that you've done enough to not consider yourself as an emerging artist.
Just because you sort of have rungs on the board or you're a practicing artist, you still need to constantly be inspired and come up with ideas, and also to convince people to come on the ride. All that sort of initial adrenaline and inspiration is sort of gone in a way. And it's almost like I don't want to be the center of attention anymore in terms of that kind of thing, but more that I now know why I am an artist, and I now know my purpose about wanting to create something, and I'm not sure how much time I've got to do it. And so it's only until mid-career when you know what you want to say and how you want to say it.
We have a really great community that is incredibly supportive of the arts, and those who work in the arts are supportive of each other. I'm now a mid-career artist, and I can feel myself stepping away from the spotlight a bit more and kind of helping younger artists up, and I'm really enjoying that process. And I do that because I'm mirroring what, artists who come before me in WA have done for me. And I think bridging those gaps between artists and generations is very, very important. We do it really, really well here in Western Australia.
I feel like the main difference between starting out and having finished a huge amount of things, having experienced a huge amount of things, is that I am far more attached to the process of this than the outcome, which might be terrifying for all of you, but it's that I trust myself to know when the right things emerged.
There's almost that mid-career invisibility that people are scared of when we get to this sort of point in our careers. So I think the challenge has always been trying to maintain that visibility, and so constantly trying to involve yourself and applying for stuff and keeping busy, I guess, has been hard until you get to that point where, this person is capable of a self-sustaining, established career.
I like to feel that I'm growing. So the Artist Fund, as it is defined as mid-career, will help me, continue my growth. And that's how I like to envision myself. It's that constant growth within the work that you're doing as a photographer, as an artist. And I think you never stop, learning throughout your life. When I started my career as a photographer, I thought, right, in 3 years I'll be established. And I'm now looking back, that was wishful thinking. It's not for the faint-hearted.
I think if there's different voices talking about it, and that we can gather and be in these places of art, and that the conversations can happen, I think it's so important. If we're not telling stories and we're not making art, I think it would be pretty boring, really.
I think art brings people together more ways than one, and I think it's like a connective tissue that is so relatable amongst any person, I think, especially having an opinion on things like that. If you like it or you don't like it, or you enjoy it because of this colour or the shape.
I think art has a really incredible ability to bring people together, and not just bring people together in a dark theatre space, but to experience really complex ideas together.
I'm constantly visiting exhibitions, going to, whenever I can, theatre, dance, because I find it fuels, that passion within you, and it brings people together. It brings community together.
They're here to allow people to have a space to try things in a safe way, sometimes in a funny way or in an experimental way as well.
Where there is inspired arts, people are able to experience more of who they actually are rather than, who they think they are supposed to be, or it just invites a greater discovery of self and therefore greater connection with other. I think it's so indispensable. It's so not a luxury. It's so fundamental to a meaningful human experience that if you let me talk about it, I will just keep going on for hours.
It should be a vital, mandatory thing that everybody has access to art. Like, I feel like everybody everybody should have to go to the theatre. Everybody should have to see stories. Everybody should have to go and see live music. I would make it a mandatory thing. Maybe that's crazy.
We believe in the power of the arts to make our communities more vibrant, connected places. Artists are critical for this connection. We are proud to stand alongside them, and we can't wait to see what they do.